How you doing? Another useless video, but sometimes when you can't sleep, it's the easiest things. Read. It's fundamental. Took the biggest book I could find because don't forget these books are heavy. Actually helps to build your muscles when you carry books. It's just the biggest one I could find. There's many books I could have taken, but I took the best one, most relevant. It's called Business Law, but it's heavy. Most of it's old. Still, it's somebody underlined the important spots. I mean, you can just read the underlined spots, but I'll just read it. I need better lighting, but I used to go to the library all the time at night. It cost $27 for this, but I'm sure, it's Business Law in the Legal Environment, published by, look how small that print is. It's got a preface to the student, the Society of Law. I mean, I really need a flashlight. Here's the contents. Oh, I have a strong flashlight right here. Just within reaching distance. Oh, that's bright. That's a little better. Part 1, Legal Environment. Law and the Legal System. Law and the Legal System. 2, Courts and the Legal Process. 3, Criminal Law. 4, Torts. And there's a lot of 5, Administrative Law. Part 2. And there's many of them. I already know that because somebody else told me about it a couple of years ago. Part 2 is Contracts. And in contracts, there's introduction to contract law, the agreement, consideration, legality, free will, knowledge and capacity, form and meaning, outsiders, discharge of obligations, remedies, and that would be the end. That's where we would have somebody underline and said test. So they were getting tested on the first 14 chapters. Part 3, the sale, storage, and shipment of goods. 15 is introduction to sales. 16 is title and risk of loss. 17 is performance and remedies. 18 is product liability. 19 is bailments and the storage of shipments of goods. That sounds complicated. Part 4, commercial paper. Chapter 20, nature and form of commercial paper. The importance of commercial paper. Paper, of course. 21, the number, negotiation of commercial paper. Everyone loves the number 21. 22 is holder and due course and defenses. 23 is liability and discharge. 24 is legal aspects of banking, which is, it says problems at the end. Oh, there's problems at the end of each. Now I see what it is. It's a college textbook. Yep. So at the end of each chapter, there's problems. There's always problems with legal aspects of banking. Okay, with part 5, debtors and creditors. 25, tough number. Secured transactions and suretyship. I never heard that one before. 26 is mortgages and non-consensual liens. Bankruptcy, alternatives to bankruptcy. 27 problems. Reorganization, chapter 11, adjustments. That's a tough chapter, bankruptcy. You know, laughing is good for you because you exhale when you laugh. Oh, I'll be spitting on this book, but I don't want to get the pages wet. Part 6. That's why there's VI. You know what Roman numerals are for, right? The big V. Property, estate planning, and insurance. Damn, estate planning. That's what I gotta do. 28 is introduction to property, personal property fixtures. 20, 29 intellectual property, which patents. I should be doing that myself. I should have patented my whole thing. 30, the nature and regulation of real estate, which is very important for these people. The 31, the transfer of real estate by sale. Closing, sale. I already know that. I sold a house. 32, landlord and tenant law, which I got a beef. I got a beef for sure. I told him before, my landlord. But he knows that he wants me to stay here. So 32, landlord and tenant law. I mean, there's type of leases, all. I mean, this stuff doesn't change. 33, estate planning, wills, estates, and trusts. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm going to have to go through all this myself. Especially if you were a married couple, or anybody would be going through this. 34, insurance. Part 7, that's VII, agency. 35, he's got it marked off, or she. You know, they could pass books down. You know that, right? 36, relationship between principal and agent. I'm sorry, that was 35. 36 is agent contracts and torts, termination of agency. Part 8, VII, partnership. 37, general characteristics and formation. 38, partnership, operation, and termination, other terms. Ooh, that's when businesses go, I guess. Corporations. Part 9, IX. Ooh, damn. Part X, IX 9, corporations. 39, general characteristics and formations. 40, stock ownership. You know, when you read, your eyes get blurry. 40, stock ownership, transfer, and regulation. And we'll come to the end of it. Dividends, I already know all that because I know all about the market. 41, corporate powers and management. You know, when you think out loud, you study at night. You know that, right? People are getting up for exams. They must be studying summer school. 41, corporate powers and management. 42, very important number. I used to always think 42. Surfer 42. I don't know why. It was 42. It was a bizarre number. I was always to think that Surfer 42, because now we're approaching the 1000th page. 42, corporate expansion and dissolution, or dissolve it. No, it's dissolution. But there's two S's. Dissolution. Part X, the regulatory environment. And I'm telling you, Fed is going to lower interest rates tomorrow. Probably, I would think. That would be my best guess. Part X, that's part 10, the regulation environment, 2015 page. 43, antitrust 1, restraints of trade. 44, antitrust 2, concentration of power. The law against monopolizing. 45, antitrust 3, price discrimination. 46, trade regulation. 47, international aspects of doing business. Wow, that sounds complicated. 48 is labor and employment law. 49 is liability and regulation of professionals. Here comes the appendices. A1 through, wow. Appendix A, how to read legal citations. Appendix B, select parts of the Constitution of the United States. Appendix C, Uniform Commercial Code. Appendix D, Model Business Corporation Act. I like the name of that. Appendix E, Uniform Partnership Act. Appendix F, Uniform Limited Partnership Act. Appendix G, Revised Uniform Limited Partnership Act 1976, the bicentennial year of the United States. Of course, glossary, which is probably a ton of. This thing must be thick because glossary goes from 134 to 141, which is references, which nobody cares about. Further readings, index of cases, index of reference of reinstatements of uniform or model laws, index of hypothetical names, general index 155. Business law and the legal environment. I'm going right to the back. It's easier. Part 9. I mean, business people must. That's why lawyers and doctors they read certain things that they have to concentrate on. It's like going through a medical book. It's the same thing. Here's all the indices, which is how you look it up. It's the appendix, general index, same thing. Look at all that fine print. Can you imagine if people had to read all this? No, that's the lookup thing where you have to go back and cross-reference the page. Oh, here's all the lookup tables. Index of references, reinstatements of uniform model laws. It's just page number, page number, page number. All those citations. It keeps saying that. Here's all the P's versus. Oh, here's all the individual cases. I mean, these people went to court and decided this. That's why it says business law. It applies to the law of court. I mean, any court. Yeah, because anybody who reads this book would realize the same thing. There's new cases, of course, but whenever this thing was published, it was relevant as of that time. It says University of. That's why people go to college. That's why I'm doing this. Because reading is fundamental. There's antitrust. Here's the A's. Innovation. Here's the index. Innovation. Nolo, node. Plaintiff. Securities. Search warrant. Whoa. Authorization by a court for police to search particular premises for named persons or things. No, they can do that. They could knock on your door at any point, but they'll knock on your door anyway if they think something's bad. Oh, believe me, I've accidentally called 911 and then, but by accident years ago. You don't call 911 unless you have to. Sure enough, I was on one of those not a digital phone, a regular phone. I used to have a bat phone because it looked like the bat phone and hung upside down. It actually hung backwards. But the other one was a regular modular phone that I had rigged to a desk, kind of like this thing. I had it screwed into the desk, so I was always afraid to hang it up. Every time I hung up, I was so compulsive. Every time I hung up my phone, because it was a landline, I used to have to put it on its cradle and I keep checking it to see if there was a dial tone. If you have a landline, you put it on the cradle and you don't hear the landline, that means the landlines are dead, which happens. It happened to me in this house, which is bizarre. Here's a glossary starting with A, abatement. Derivative, disposition. Anybody with college degree could rifle through, the book. Because, yes, there's parallelism, but anybody who went to college would be able to do this. They're just looking, unless they don't know how to read and understand it, that's a different thing. Yeah, blue sky laws, blind trust, those are just the B's. And then C's, D's, I already know that. That's A134. Point is, it's only a 14-minute video. You think anybody would care? I don't know, but my voice sounded like it was cracking, right? It's just like this. I hit myself in the head. You could poke yourself out in the eye with these things if you're not careful. Look at the size of that thing. Even walking around, this thing, you could get hurt just by swinging this thing, but I haven't, because I thought it was one I have like there. You can actually just hang it like this and walk around with it. I almost broke that computer. It's like I'm gonna close this book. I'm gonna write another video. You say right or white? No, it's maroon. Remember Maroon 5? You know these idiots. You know what they do, right? You know why rock stars need this. They can't just any band or person needs this. You have to. It says law on it. Even though it says business law, this has criminal law. It's the first chapter. See, that's why somebody underlined it. You can't see it because I turned off the light. Now the lighting's bad. It looks like a piece of white paper, but it's not. It looks like yellow paper, like the parchments. When I worked at NIST, which is the National Institute of Standards and Technology, they had a frame of the Bill of Rights on there because NIST was responsible for encasing it, basically, because it was they encase things. The Bureau, the other national things do the same thing. They gave it to the National Archives or wherever the Bill of Rights or whatever that thing's called was encased in glass. It's like the movie Declaration of National Treasure, where they're cutting through and going through the case. But this case was on the wall because they knew they were going to either take it down or re-encase it. It's a heavy book. See how you need muscles to do it? You remember the preacher? This is not a preacher. This is a book. You could use this for lifting weights. That's why I use water. Anything. I used to have weights on my bed I used to put weights on my bed. Love this. So the comforter won't move. The bedspread, other people get under the covers. Not normal people. Normal people get under the covers, but then you get sweaty. It's like 92 degrees in this room right now. But when you close this door, you'll suffocate in this room. I don't know why. The rest of this house, it gets a free breeze. Because there's a giant window on the front of this house that you can't block. You can't block it. The sun comes in and heats it. That's why in the winter, it's a lower cost. But not with a huge house like this. He has a wood-burning fire thing that he used to heat his whole house. Then his heater broke. Only goes up to a certain degree in the winter. What if it was a she? Girls own houses this size too. I was telling the one guy, young kid, and a kid, young, out on the thing. I'm outside, just ranting and raving one day. I'm thinking, I'm on Facebook. This chick is looking at me. Like, whoa, she's standing in an identical matching house to the front of this. It's huge. It matches. Not if they live in Bibbsville and Iowa or nowhere. These houses probably go for half the value of what it is for here, because it's such a good location. You wonder how I did that? It takes time. It looks like two bongos. Yeah, one bongo, two bongos. Did you say Buffalo Bill? Look, it slides right towards you. But even me, I can tell my teeth, I have to keep brushing them. Eventually, I'm going to need teeth whitener. But when you age over time, your teeth get gray, or they change color unless you miraculously have white teeth for the rest of your life, which I'm sure some people do. But people who drink coffee have the same kind of stains. It's the same thing.